Okay, first regarding the pose, looks good. I might have gone sort of higher with the knee. Um, like that. Oh, looks like you have some weighting issues there. Maybe that's why you didn't do it. And maybe tilt this hand further up. Something more like that. Let's go here and reset pose. And I watched your video, and yeah, that is weird. And without going into the component mode, I can see that it doesn't seem to be showing all the vertices in the display like you mentioned. Um, so and there's also all this weird stuff here which I'm not sure even really exists. So yeah, something's awry with the model. I wonder, oh, that surface doesn't seem to have the same problem. This one doesn't. It's just this one that's really weird. It shows all those points by the feet as well, which is just weird. Oh, and then it sort of disappears when I get close. So it seems like the kind of the real problem surface is just this this one right here. So what I'm going to suggest is that we kind of export it and see if it's bad in another file by itself. File, export selection. Call this head. And let's open up that. Let's see if it's still acting weird when it's on its own. I sure didn't mean to bring all this stuff with it. Yeah, it's still acting funny on its own. Okay. So, let's try something else. File, export selection options, and try exporting it in a different way. And let's not include any inputs, but let's do include the texture info. And okay, let's just try that first. Just not including any inputs, but keep the texture. Call this head 2. And open that up. Oh, what was that error? Still have that strange behavior with the vertices. Okay, let's unlock this. Let's freeze transformations. Let's delete history. Oh, there's no history to delete. Okay, and I'm just gonna unparent this from those groups I just did. Oh, did that freeze us up? No. Just delete out those group nodes. I just did Shift P to unparent it. Excuse me. Yeah, it still is behaving badly. And maybe reference what? No. That's weird. Okay, So now I'm going to try to export it in a different file and see if it gets rid of whatever. Let's try and FPX export. And I'll just call this head. And make a new scene and import that. This is the FBX file I just exported. Lost the texture. Ah! Well, that's good news. Okay, now it's acting normally. So, what I suggest we do, is let's go back to your original file. Let us go reset the pose. Let's find the material for this head here. Okay. I don't generally recommend assigning materials to Lambert 1. I usually like to leave that as default, but whatever. Just leave it for the moment. Okay, I'm going to delete this head out. Let's import in the FBX file, which seems to have removed the problem. Oh! Found the texture. I didn't expect that. Okay. And now it's acting normally. Okay. So I can't explain what went wrong, but by exporting it, it stripped away whatever damage to the file we were finding. So now I would take this and bind this to the oops, wrong button. Skeleton. I'll just do select form joints, smooth bind options, and let's try heat map. Okay, and show all. Okay, so that's working, and let's just let's weight that all to the head. Paint. Double click on the paint tool. Where's my head? Okay, head, replace with the value of 1 flood, and then Control F9 to convert to vertices, right view, and then I'll deselect these. Just control selecting. Oh, actually no, I want to deselect just the neck. Okay, and then let's weight all of that 100% to the head flood. Okay, looks like I maybe had one too many selected there. Why is it not? Just making sure that's deselected. Okay. Try again. Let's flood that 100% to the head. We're still in the head, right? Yep. Flood. Okay. Alright. How's that moving now? Okay, the head's fine. The eyeballs are not. How's the neck? Neck seems alright. Alright, eyeballs. Let's just get those 100% to their... If you have that in there, looks like you do. Looks like we don't. So we'll just bind this. So let's just detach these, skin, unbind skin, and let's just bind them to the one joint. So shift click open. Nope, not the geo. The group here, and I'll just minimize that and that. And we want the deformation system, and we want this will be IL. So I'm just control clicking on that. So I have the eyeball surface selected and the IL joint under the deformation system here. selected, and we'll do skin, bind skin options. We'll just do selected joints, and really this doesn't matter because it's just binding to one joint, so there's nowhere to put the weights but right on that. And then we'll just repeat that here. I'll select this eye, and this will be IR, control click on that, and then bind skin with the same options. And then we have to repeat that for the eyebrows and these little hairs. So these guys, oh, and these little hairs, I guess, too. Okay, let's get those all weighted to head. Head, replace the value of 1, flood, and, oh, I guess these same here. Flood, okay. Alright, look at that, yay. Alright. Not sure if that's something I did or if that was a problem before, but this might be a good one for hammer skin weights. Skin, hammer skin weights. Yeah. That's good. Okay. See if these fingers are right. Thumb rotation is a problem. Something went very wrong with the local rotation axes there. Gonna take a look at that in a minute. Okay. A little interpenetration of the. Do you have the legs cut off right here? Oof. It's gonna make that difficult. I mean, I guess the thing is that the weight on this is going to have to be exactly the same as the weight on the edges here. And you have so many extra edges here. That's going to be tough to make it not penetrate. What I think is that should be bending more with the hip. Let's try that. Go in here and go to, that would be hip L. I think let's try adding 0.1 at a time. I'm hoping this will work. That did nothing. Or very little. It's sort of like, it's like you just want it to be the same as whatever's on, one of these loops, like this one. Let's just see where those are. So hip part 1, hip, and then root. I think that actually maybe I could use more on the root. Maybe that's what it is. Add 0.1 at a time. Oh, that kind of did it. Alright. Well, it's better anyway. So I added 0.1 to the root. And it's definitely better, but that's just generally a tough spot because of the way they're so close together. and that there's so many more edges here than there are on that. Anyways, you could play with adding a little bit more to the root there. Okay. Oh, are these doing the pulling on each other? They're so close together. That's not so great. So for that, what about the rest? Is the rest of the legs okay? Are they just the shoes that are a problem? So for the shoes, what I'm going to do is, oh god, the laces are all separate. Okay, let's just reveal those in here. Oh, they're both under shoe L. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm just going to make sure all of these are... Those are something else. I guess all that's the stuff under the shoe, right? It looks like it. Okay. I'm just going to detach skin, unbind skin. It's just a lot of shapes, I guess, so it's taking its time. You can see the progress at the bottom of the screen. Okay, and then let's just do one at a time. So, well, I'll just turn all objects off and just turn on surfaces and just make sure I'm just selecting all these, not that. So I'm just doing this one shoe, then I'll bind that. What you can do is maybe we want to be explicit on which joints we want to do. So I'm going to go under the deformation system here, and let's start with, this is the left foot, so let's start with the left ankle, really. Should be fine. Toes and toes in. And then bind that. Could use selected joints. We could try heat map, I guess. Great. Okay, there must be some problematic surfaces in there, so... Oh boy, we might get a lot of errors. There's a lot of surfaces. If I can cancel this by hitting escape or something. I mean, we might be fine with just closest distance. I think I'll try that if I can ever get out of this endless loop. Oh, is it still going? God. Okay, let's just pick those again. Deselect this. Let's just make sure they're unbound and then delete history on those. And then let's make sure we said ankle, toes in, bind skin options, selected joints, and this time let's use closest distance. See how that did. Oh, let's turn everything back on here. That seems to be working pretty nicely, actually. Great. And if I move this away, yeah, no problem there. Okay. And then just repeat for this side. Whoops. Let's turn everything off. Just surfaces. Select the surfaces. Deselect that one. Put everything back on again. And now we want the right hip and ankle, which is where is left. Oh, up here. Just control clicking on those, and yeah, I should be able to just use the same options here. Okay, that's solved that. Alright, well I'll save this. You just have to let me know if you want that. I can send it to you.